Hello, this is Rich, and this would be my scale form tutorial, as I promised, implementing the dynamically changing health, ammo for how much you have currently in your weapon, the ammo for how much you have total for that weapon, and it lets you know through text on your UI what gun you are currently using. This is all dynamically changing based on game events, like when you receive damage, your health will actually go down through through scale form. Like let's say on your scale form, your health HUD it says you have 100 health, and you get hit, and it'll go down to like 55 health. It's all dynamic, and the gun will change to let you know what gun you have. Just basically it's like the free SDK implementation. This is something that everybody wanted to know how to do, so here we go. Because I'm limited on time, and I promised it would be up by 12 o'clock tonight, and it's 11:07, it's going to be 3 parts. That way I can get at least one part up there for people to start getting their hands dirty. So the first part, it's going to be 3 parts, like I said. The first part's going to be the Flash side of things, getting everything you need set up in Flash. Meaning making the HUD, doing the programming on the ActionScript side, creating a 3D effect with your symbols. Second tutorial is going to be about scripting, writing the scripts that you need for CryEngine to understand that there's a Flash asset that you want to use, letting it know what functions you want, letting CryEngine know what variables you're using in your scripts and everything. The third tutorial is going to be on the CryEngine side, setting up FlowGraph to take advantage of your scale form and actually using it in your game or project that you're making. So we're going to go ahead and start with the first part of Flash. So the first thing we're going to want to do is obviously open up Flash. I use Adobe Flash Professional CS 5.5, and I get the 30-day trial. I'm currently looking for free solutions as the Adobe Flash is expensive, and I just don't have that kind of money to put out at this point in time. I did get a link from one of my viewers, which I extremely appreciate, to an actual free type of Flash program where you can create documents and use ActionScript. So I'm going to be checking that out. Again, thank you for bringing me that link and that to my attention. I got 23 days. Okay, I'm going to continue trial. This is going to be about a half an hour, and every time I give you a time limit, I end up going a little bit over. But I'm going to honestly try to get this in within half an hour. But you know me, it might most likely will go over half an hour. First thing you want to do is create an ActionScript 2 because, like I said, I made a mistake. CryEngine does not support ActionScript 3 or Flash Player 10. So for compatibility, you are going to use ActionScript 2 and as well as Flash Player 8. So create an ActionScript 2 document. First thing, change your size or your stage. Again, this is the black section here. I'd advise, I'm not going to be going over everything about Flash, the technical side of it, because I've covered this in my previous UI tutorials. I have 2 of them before this. So if you don't know exactly what I'm talking about please view my first tutorial on Flash, my second tutorial on Flash, and HUD creation for CryEngine on my YouTube channel. So we're going to change our stage resolution to 1920 by 1080. You can just either click and drag just like this, or you can manually input 1920 by 1080. For FPS, go ahead and change this to 60. I found out that 60 works just well, even though I recommended 30. 60 seems to be working fine. Go ahead to publish settings. This output file is going to be the compiled version, which CryEngine uses the .gfx extension, which is the exact same thing as the SWF extension. Just rename the extension to GFX. But for now, don't rename it. Keep it SWF and just rename. So I'm going to name this test. Sorry, not test. This will be a tutorial. 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 2020 by 1080. ammo, health, HUD. Go ahead and take a JPEG quality up to 100. Make sure that Flash SWF is checked and HTML wrapper is checked. That's all that needs to be checked here. Go ahead, push OK. From here, we've now got our full stage ready to be worked on. First of all, I'm going to rename this layer that we're working on currently. Double click it. I'm going to name it to main. I'm not going to put anything on this main layer here. I'm going to create another layer. I'm going to call it graphics. And these layers are just user-friendly labels. They don't really mean anything. Just a way for you to organize your stuff, your content. I'm going to create another layer. I'm going to call this script, where it's going to hold all my action script. Graphics is going to hold all my pictures that I put on here. You know, the graphics for like the HUD, you know, the pics. So I'm going to go ahead and import my content that I need. I'm going to go to graphics, make sure I have that selected. I'm going to go to file. I'm going to save my document first. And you're going to be saving this document, again, like my previous tutorials stated, you're going to be saving it in your CryEngine document, CryEngine root directory, your game folder, and you can save it anywhere within the game folder and subdirectories. I've made in the game folder my files, and I made a scale form. And I'm going to save this and name the Flash file, which is the .fla extension, the same as my SWF compiled version. You don't have to, but that's what I like to do for consistency reasons. So this is going to be tutorial, ammo, health, HUD. There we go. Now that that's saved, I'm going to go ahead and import my content. Make sure my graphics is selected. That way when I import, it brings it right into the graphics layer. File, import, import to stage. I have a health symbol here, and it's going to bring that right in. I have an alpha applied to it. That way it's just a circle that you see here and not white part of the square texture. I'm going to right click it immediately, convert it to a symbol, and I'm not going to name this symbol 1. You can name this, I'm not going to change the name. You can, a good idea it is to name it whatever you want, but it's not needed. Symbol 1. Make sure the type is movie clip, and just make sure the registration is the middle here. By default is the top left. Put it onto the middle. It's really not that important, except for this tutorial we're going to be doing the 3D looking effect, and it's just easier to achieve that where the registration's in the middle. That basically means the pivot. The pivot's going to be right in the middle here. Go ahead and click OK. And it's a movie clip. Immediately give it an instance name. By giving it a name, you're able to reference it in script. Without an instance name, something put here, you won't be able to talk to it through your script. So go ahead and name it. Actually, I'm not going to name it. Actually, I will. We're not going to be talking to it in script, but it's always good to give these a name so that you can. Pick underscore HEALTH. This is very important, more for convenience reasons. I just put pick health, picture health. It's my naming convention. And then you want to push underscore MC, because this is a movie clip, underscore MC. If you have a suffix of underscore MC at the end, it lets ActionScript know that you're working with a memory clip. So if you're using this in script, this name in script, it'll actually give you code hints to work with it, because it knows that it's working with a memory clip. If you did not include MC lowercase MC at the end with the underscore, you're going to have to just know what you want for scripting. By having the underscore MC for a movie clip, it will offer you code hints as you're using this in your script, which is always good to have. Okay, I'm going to resize this. It's a little bit too big. So for the width and height, it's a 512 by 512, 512 width, 512 height. I'm just going to click, and I'm going to change this to a 128. Let's see how that looks. No, it's 256. 256 by 256, just like that. Now that we've done that, that's fully configured here. I'm going to make sure my graphics is selected, which it is. File, import, import to stage. I'm going to import my other graphics. I have a icon here again with an alpha applied, so you just see the icon here. This is already 256 by 256 width and height, which is fine. We're going to right click, convert it to a symbol. You don't need to change this. You can if you want. Make sure it's a movie clip, registration again, because we're going to be adding a 3D looking effect, like rotation. You want it in the middle here. Oops. Just click OK. After you've done that, I'm going to give it an instance name so I can talk to it in my script without having it. You can't talk to it in your script. So pick underscore, this is whatever you want to name it. My naming convention is pick for pictures. Pick underscore ammo underscore lowercase MC to let the script know that it's a movie clip, so it could offer code hints. Okay, after I've done that, we're going to add some text that are going to be dynamically changeable. The reason why you want them dynamically changeable, because if you just use static text, then you won't be able to change them in script. Obviously, we want the text box that's going to be displayed in the health to be, when your health changes in game, you want it to put out a new number in that text box, and that needs to be dynamic. Otherwise, it will not change it because it doesn't know that it's supposed to be receiving some more input. Same here. So I'm going to go ahead, click on this T over here, text tool, and create some text. I'm just going to left click once, and we're going to just type this in here, HealthTh. Oops. For health. Then we're going to make sure that this is centered in the middle here, and just like that. Let's go ahead and create some more. I'm going to create 3 more. 1, because I want the current ammo to be displayed along this bullet here. Just something cool, I think. The maximum ammo I want to be displayed on this bullet clip, and I want the actual gun type to be displayed between these bullet clips. So I'm going to need 3 more of these text boxes. So I'm going to hit Control-C to copy this, Control-V, Control-V, Control-V. I just pasted 3 copies. Because I've already converted this, sorry, never mind. So let's go ahead, bring that right into the middle, over here, just like that, just like that. And let's just go ahead and align these properly. First we'll name this properly. These don't need a name in them at all because the name's going to be fed through script, through CryEngine. But it's just good to have it there so you know what they do. I'm going to name this CURRENTAMMO. Don't use any underscores or special characters like that. And just want to show you something here. I don't want the text to go left and right because I want it to be displayed alongside this ammo clip. So what I do is, instead of making it lengthwise this way, I'm going to make it lengthwise this way. That didn't work. Boom. My bad. Let's just bring it back here. We'll take care of that in a second. And I want this to be total ammo. Total AMMO. Don't need the enter there. Keep pushing enter to commit it, but it doesn't do that. Just add the new line. There we go. Now I want these to be displayed obviously alongside. So let me just take this and fit this pretty much perfectly. Okay, now I'm going to go to my tool here called Free Transform Tool. I'm going to click it, and I'm going to hover over to one of the corners. You're going to see it turns into a rotation, and make sure that it's 90 degrees. There we go. Take this as well. Make sure that it's 90 degrees. It has snapping on, so you know it's 90 degrees. Just like that. And for total ammo, we're going to put that just like that. For this, we're going to put this just like that. Just like that. Again, the text starts here. See, current ammo starts here. So your numbers will be displayed at this line, you know, and onward. So I'm just placing where I want the text to start, where the C is, and just like that. The reason why this health is on the middle, because I want the text to start here. Oh yeah, sorry, it may be really noisy in the background. I got both my kids playing in the same room, so just bear with me now with the noise. I'd appreciate it a lot. Now that we've done that, we need to start in setting a very important property, because it will not work without it. Is go ahead and click on all your text by clicking on one, holding shift, clicking on another, clicking on another, clicking on another. Once you got all three texts there, you're going to want to make sure that their classic text is enabled. It needs to be classic text. And also, it'll say static text. You want to make sure that it's dynamic text so that you can refer to them in script by changing their actual text value here through CryEngine. Secondly, you're going to want to make sure you have embed. This does need to be embedded. So go ahead and click embed. You can name this whatever you want. You can keep it at font 1. I just like to put default, D-E-F-A-U-L-T. You can name it whatever you want. And very important, do not check anything but uppercase, lowercase, and numerals. That's all you want to check there. And then go ahead and push OK. You need to embed those fonts just like that. Now we also need because we're going to be changing these texts dynamically, meaning we're going to be using them in script, we have to give them an instance name. So I'm going to call this health, H-E-A-L, health, underscore, health text, underscore, because these are text boxes and we also want to make use of the code hints when we're using in script. And the suffix for that is underscore TXT, just like that. By having the underscore TXT, it lets it know that you're using a text box, and it'll give you code hints when you use this in script. This is the current ammo, so we're going to give this an instance name of CURRENT, current, underscore AMMO, underscore text underscore TXT. We want to use those code hints, a lot easier. For health, I don't even know why I put health there. Doesn't matter. But I didn't want that to be health. Wanted that to be gun type. Wanted to show you what type of gun you're using. Just like that. GUN underscore TYPE underscore TEXT underscore, remember, code hints, TXT. For total ammo, give this an instance name, TOTAL underscore AMMO underscore TEXT underscore TXT. You do not need the underscore text. That's just something I'm calling it. The actual suffix for code hints is underscore TXT. Don't get confused. This text is something that I'm just calling it. This is the actual suffix here, underscore TXT. Go ahead and commit that by pressing enter. Now that we've done that, we've set up everything we need to for the coding part for the symbols. Now for the 3D effect. Very, very simple. Make sure you have this select tool. Go ahead and select both your text by clicking and dragging and your symbol. Just like that, they're both selected. As you can see, health is selected and the symbol is selected. Once you've done that, free transform tool, just like that. Now we're going to add the 3D looking effect. It takes a couple of, a little bit of practice, but if you get it just right, you can see this symbol here. This little up and down arrow. Click and hold, drag up, and let go. Just like that. Oops. See? That's exactly how I created a 3. It takes a little bit of practice. Let's just go back to the default. Let's just leave it just like that. Now that I've done that, I'm going to go to the select and move tool. Make sure everything's selected. And I'm just going to place this in a nice convenient spot. Just like that. Same thing. I'm going to grab everything that's here. Make sure I'm on the free transform tool. Go ahead and click. Drag it just like that. Make sure I get the select tool. You can get some really interesting effects with the 3D transformation. You just have to get it just right. And I'm going to take this and just going to see if, oops. Oh crap, my mouse just died on me. Hold on. Shit. Hey Crystal, do you know where my batteries are? I think this one's... I got it to work again, but I need new batteries. That looks good enough. Let's just bring this to the left a little bit to give me some, more space for the screen. There we go. That's how to achieve a 3D effect. Very, very simple. No action script required. So now we're going to get into the interesting part. Writing the script so that you can have these text fields dynamically change through the editor. And this is going to include creating variables and creating 4 functions to be exact. A function for each text field. Okay, now like I said, I got everything there situated. Now I'm going to click on my script layer to start writing the scripts. On frame 1, that's what this is, frame 1, frame 5, frames 10, 15, 20, 30. On frame 1, I'm going to right click on the first frame in the script. I'm going to go to actions. This is where I write my actions. Again, I'm using action script 2. Now we're going to create our variables. These variables are going to store values. And the values that are going to be storing are the CryEngine information, like the player's health. When the game says, okay, the player's health is this much, we're going to store that much of the health inside a variable. And then the function we're going to write in here is going to basically set the player's health, and the text of, let's say, this health, we're going to tell it that the text that's going to be displayed here is going to be equal to that variable. And the variable obviously equals the player's health. This will make a lot more sense when we actually start writing it. So, here we go. write var because we're using a variable, and name it whatever you want. Health underscore text variable health text, because we're going to need a variable something that makes sense. Just going to be storing the player's health, so why don't we just call it health text, the text that's going to be displayed in the health, and put a semicolon to let it know we're done with that statement. Create another variable. We need 4 to be exact, 1 variable to hold a value for each text field. Second one's going to be current ammo, just like that. Make another variable, total, total, ammo underscore text. Oh, okay. I want this current ammo to be underscore text as well. Again, this can be whatever you want to just make sense to name them appropriately. Make sure you add that end of the line, end of your statement. At the end of the line, semicolon. We need one more, and that's the gun type. So create another variable. And this is called initializing your variables. It's creating variables. You're not giving it any value. You're just letting the program or action script know that you're going to be using these variables. So you need to declare them first, and this is how you do it, by typing var health text, var current ammo text, var total ammo text, var gun underscore type underscore text. Because without you letting it know that you're going to use these variables, it won't know what you're talking about. It won't know that the variable exists. So you're letting the action script know you're going to be using variables, and these are what they're going to be called. Just like that. So now we're going to create a function. Functions are functions group a set of instructions into one group, basically. So if I had a function that adds to, if I had an instruction that adds 2 to something, minuses 2 from something, multiplies 2 from something, and then subtracts 2 from something, that's 4 different instructions. But if I want to group it all together in one way, I can put that into a function. Meaning, I can create a function just like this. Function, this is how you create a function. Whoops. Function, then the name. Just like you're declaring a variable, letting the engine know that you're going to be having a variable named this. Well, functions, you're letting the action script know you're going to have a function named what? Well, we want this function to set health. So we're letting the engine know we're going to have a function, or action script know we're going to have a function called set health. And in this set health, you end a function, or you end declaring a function, because this is declaring a variable. You're declaring that there's going to be a function named this. Inside the opening and closing parentheses, they hold parameters, basically variables that carried into this function. So, what we're going to do is we're going to include health text into this function, meaning we're going to be able to use the health text variable inside our function set health. So inside here, we do that. HEALTH, spell it exactly how you defined it. Health underscore TEXT. And then you're going to do something special. Colon. And you're going to type in capital N, NUMBER. Number. This is the tips I was telling you about. That adding those suffixes to the instance names gives you these help tips to help you out. Number. What this does, and then we're going to, part of a function, after you've defined a function, again, you add this end of line, you don't add this at all. after you've said, okay, we're going to use a function, and this is going to be its name, and this is the variable we want to use, be able to access inside of our function, you need to then on the next line, opening bracket, then closing bracket. Then everything between this opening and closing bracket is going to be what the function does. Just like that. This is a variable, letting the engine know that you're going to have a variable named so-and-so. That way you can use it. Now you're letting it know that you're going to have a function in your program named setHealth, and it's going to have access to the health text variable. And it's going to be of type number, because obviously health is a number, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, so that's what you're going to let it know. You're going to let it know that the variable is a type number. And then you can tell it inside this opening and closing what the function does. Well, the function does is going to be very simple. If you remember correctly, we're going to be we made instances of these names right here. We click on this, we can see the instance name is HealthText_txt. This is where we're going to use it, access it in script. Remember I said without this you won't be able to use it in you won't be able to use it in scripting. Now when I've clicked on this symbol here, you can notice that my whole screen went blank. That's because it's trying to add script to whatever we clicked. But we didn't want script onto this deal here because we have none. So once we've clicked on that, we got to make sure we're back on our script. So once we left clip scripts, oh, we have a script back. That's because we added this script to the script layer, not the actual button. So if you get stuck, that's how you do it. So what we're going to do here is we're going to paste this in, just like this. Dot. Oh, what do you know? We have this is our object. This is our text field. See this text field right here? Well, its name is HealthText_txt. And we put a dot here. Now we're able to have hints. Isn't that cool? So, TEXT, see, text. Bam. I'm going to write this code out here and explain what it does. Cool. Okay, so what we've done here is this HealthText_txt was the name or representation of our text field. This .txt refers to the text that's inside of our objects. That's what this .txt lets it know, that you're going to be talking about the text that's inside of our text field object, which obviously we named it HealthText.text. And the text that's in there is going to be equaling the variable health text. Well, health text isn't a number, it's health text. Well, that's why we created a variable. The variable health text is going to store CryEngine's health numbers. So when the CryEngine says, hey, your health is 50, it puts that in a variable called health text. Well, when we call a function, setMyHealth, it's going to go, okay, this object right here, its text is going to equal, okay, 50. That's what it's going to do. Because health text is 50, because CryEngine told that, okay, store 50 in this variable, then that means that the text inside of this object is going to display 50. That's all we've done. Go ahead and create thermal functions exactly the same way. Very, very simple. Copy. Paste. You're going to want different things on each of these functions, but I'm just pasting to be quick here, and I'll change this actual stuff in the function later. So we have 4 functions. So we've got setHealth. So for the function here, we want to set underscore CURRENT underscore CURRENT set current underscore AMMO. So again, we're just saying that, okay, we're going to have a function named setCurrentAmmo, and what is it going to what variable is it going to take advantage of? What variable is it going to be able to access? Well, we want to use our variable current ammo text. It makes sense. For making a function to set the current ammo, we don't want to use a health text variable. We want to use current ammo text. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to put this in here. And again, what number is this? Well, ammo. We have 1 ammo, 2 ammo, 3 ammo, so obviously a number. So you're going to make sure that you put colon number, because the current ammo text is going to be of type number, because it holds 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 shots of ammo, you know, that kind of deal. So again, but now we need to find the set current ammo. And that's this thing right here, see? Current ammo is going to be displayed here. Well, what's the instance name? What is it? What can we call it? What name can we use in script to refer to that? Well, current ammo text. So go ahead and copy that. Again, make sure you click on your script layer again so we can get to our script. And go ahead and paste this. Paste just like that. Obviously, dot. Okay, we get code hints again. Awesome. T-E-X-T. Just like that. Equals. Well, we don't want it to equal health text. We want it to equal our current ammo text. That's why we put that in that parameter field between the opening and closing brackets of the function, so that we can use it inside this function. So let's go ahead and do that. Paste. Again, same thing. Current ammo text underscore text represents this text field object. Dot text meaning the text that's inside of this object. Well, the text that's inside this object is going to equal current ammo text. Well, current ammo text is a variable that's going to hold our current ammo that CryEngine assigns to this variable. So let's go ahead, make another function, and we got set health, set current ammo, set total ammo. And just to let you know, I made a mistake. Don't put underscores in your function names. I don't know if you can do that, but oh crap. Yeah, don't put underscores in your function names. Make sure you don't do that. Okay. Set total ammo. Well, the variable we're going to use or have access to inside this function is obviously our variable total ammo text. Copy. Paste this in here. Now I'm going to let you know another cool thing about this. Anyways, what's inside this, to be more specific, what this actually is, this opening and closing parenthesis of a function here, is our arguments, or basically parameters of it. And the parameter we're having here is called a variable. For the first parameter, we're having a variable. That's it. That's what parameter is. And I'll explain another cool thing about this after we've done creating all of our functions. So then, under our total ammo, which is right here, what can we call it in script? Well, this right here. So let's go ahead. Click on our script layer again, so we can get back to our script. Go ahead, set this here, paste. Again, we want the text inside of that text field here to equal our total ammo variable. Just like that. Our last function is going to be set gun type. And the variable we want to use or have access to inside of this function is obviously the gun type. Text variable. Copy that and put this in here. And this is where it's a little bit different, because the gun type text, we want it to hold the name of the gun. As you can see, if we're using the SCAR, S-C-A-R, it's not a number. It's not 1, 2, 3. It's actually words. And so that's going to be of type string. So :string. That means it's of string type. This variable is going to hold some strings, which is A, B, C, D, E, F, G, on and on, as well as a string of text, meaning you're not going to have just one letter. It's going to have 2 letters or 3 letters or 4 letters. So this variable is going to be a type string. So let's write the code for this. And set gun type, the instance for that is right here. So this is the script, what we're going to use to call it in script. Copy. Once we've done that, remember we've got to re-click our script. Paste it just like that. So the .text, the text that's inside of our object, which is right here, is going to equal our string variable, our variable that holds words, gun type text. And gun type text is obviously, we're going to let it know in another tutorial what to put inside this variable for CryEngine. And obviously we're going to tell CryEngine to put the gun's name inside this variable. So the text inside of that text field is going to equal the name of the gun. That's all you have to do for Flash. Honestly, that's exactly what you have to do for Flash. Flash is fully 100% set up. We are all done with Flash, which concludes our tutorial for this section here. The last thing you're going to want to do is make sure you go to File, Save. You always want to save your work, and do save your work before I just did. And after that, click on Publish. And when you click on Publish, what this does is it actually exports your .swf, the final compiled version. And that is actually, remember, Publish Settings, Total Ammo Health HUD. That's your compiled version, .swf, or in other words, your .gfx that CryEngine uses. So File, Save, Publish. And the SWF file, or the compiled version of your program, the one that CryEngine is going to actually use for Scaleform, is going to be exported or published to the same directory that you saved your Flash file. So let me close out of this. Go to Start. Actually, go to my CryEngine build. Go to my game, my files, if you remember, Scaleform, and here is our Tutorial Ammo Health HUD. If you look below here, here's our compiled version, Tutorial Ammo Health HUD. Just like that. Thank you very much, and I hope you like. Please comment and rate, and let me know if you're enjoying the series so far. We still have 2 parts to do. Please let me know. I love to have good critics, bad critic, anything to improve, or just letting me know I did a good job. That way I can keep on going. And if I did a bad job, I can improve on some of these things. I'm not a programmer, but I think I'm getting a little bit better. I've been doing a lot of studying. So thank you very much.